Hey everyone, it's your girl Victoria and welcome back to my channel. And today is going to be kind of a part 2-ish get to know me. And today I wanted to let you know that I share something in common with Toni Braxton, Selena Gomez, and Nick Cannon. And sadly, no, I'm not rich like them, but we all suffer from lupus along with millions of other people. Now, for those who don't know what lupus is, it's a pain in the ass autoimmune disease where it mostly affects women of color, and it does also affect men, but mostly women of color. And usually it ranges between 15 to somewhere in your mid 40s. But anyway, it also can affect your body in many different ways, from your joints to important body parts, and like the brain, the kidneys, lungs, just you name it, it's probably going to affect it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And on top of that, including the skin. Now for me, lupus, it affects my brains, my kidneys, my skin, and definitely my train of thought. That's why you always hear me say or I keep repeating myself in majority of my videos. It also affects my joints, which is why I do walk with a cane. I was walking with a walker at one point, and here's a picture of my walker. I actually decorated it. I was with that for a while. But anyway, I also get brain fog, and it's different from having a brain fart. Usually when you have a brain fog, how can I say this? I cut off in front of sentences, well, in the middle of sentences, so it'll be like I'm talking just like this, and all of a sudden I'll just stop and I'm just, what were we talking about again? But anyway, the way how I found out I had lupus, and by the way, just to let you all know, there is no cure for lupus, and on top of that, doctors still don't know how lupus is formed. Some think it is hereditary. I personally think it does have something to do with genes, because I did have an aunt who had it at one point. She's unfortunately no longer living. But anyway, the way how I discovered I had lupus, it was a very, very horrible way. I was 21. I was going back and forth to the emergency room thinking I had tension headaches, but and by the time I had my third visit, my mom was getting pissed off with them sending me home, so she told them, no, I'm not taking her, you all have to admit her. And they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, so mom just hurried up and snatched me and took me to Holy Cross Hospital. Now at Holy Cross Hospital, that's when they found out I had blood clots in my brain, and it covered about 70% of my brain. And ooh, I'm getting all teary-eyed from this. It was horrible. I ended up having a stroke while I was asleep, and this was 2 months before my birthday. I was asleep, I had a stroke, and I remember just not being able to feel half of my body. It was just like it was like carrying a half of a dead body. And I remember the stroke doctor came in and was introducing herself. She was like, well, my name is Doctor, I totally forgot her name, but the minute she told me I had a stroke, I kicked everybody out of that room. I kicked my uncle out. My mom was at work. She took as much time as she could off, but I just kicked everybody out of the room, and I told him, I said, I don't want nobody to come in. I want my nurse and I want my mom. I don't want nobody. And it was just really hard for me at that point, just learning you had a stroke at the age of 21, it's not cool at all. I don't even wish that on my worst enemy. And unfortunately, they couldn't do anything, you know, for me with the blood clots, and I ended up getting transferred to George Washington University Hospital, where, you know, I met, well, the man who saved my life, Dr. Dimitri Sigounas. I don't know, well, not I don't know. If it wasn't for him, I would have been 6 feet under right now, and I wouldn't even be able to celebrate my 22nd or my 23rd birthday. He did a cerebral angiogram, which is they cut you slightly here where the bikini line is, and they fish a catheter up to your brain. And usually 90% of people don't survive that type of surgery. And especially with my condition, you know, being young, having a stroke, blood clots covering 70% of my brain, that just, not a lot of doctors were willing to take that. And, you know, I guess once he heard my story and realizing that I am my mom's only child, you know, he was willing to take a shot at it. And, you know, I am very grateful. And I had a hard time believing that there was a God at one point, but I do believe that there is a God, because I really wouldn't be here. You know, it just wasn't my time. And I do think, you know, my chiropractor, Marcia Levi, like I said, without her, she was my chiropractor, and without her, I would still probably be on that walker. Mom would probably be pushing me in a wheelchair by now. But yeah, that's why she actually helped me get on the cane. I was very embarrassed about it at first, but now I'm just like, whatever, it's for my safety. And I also want to thank my rheumatologist, Dr. Heidi Sami. I'm going to leave their pictures all right here. She is the one who helps me control my lupus, and so far I haven't had that many flare-ups, and I hope to continue. I don't have a whole lot of flare-ups. Now, if you do have any questions about lupus, I can try to answer some of your questions, or if not, I can, you know, I'm definitely going to leave a link, well, a couple of links to lupus, I guess lupus websites that can help you understand the disease. Like I said, it is a pain in the ass. And even to all the other doctors that I haven't mentioned, you know, it's too many. I have 16 doctors, you guys. I can say without each and every one of you, I would be pushing up daisies at this point. So I'm sorry I'm just rambling in this video, but, you know, back to the good stuff. Anyway, so with lupus, I do have to maintain a special diet, and then on top of that, stay out of the sun for a certain amount of times, because sadly I am just like a vampire. The sun can get me sick. And I just want to show you just a simple meal that I have created for my lupus, because I've had to pretty much start cutting back on my meat due to my kidneys. And I'm just going to show you, which is a simple salad. Of course, croutons, lettuce, onions, all that other stuff, you know. Simple fruit, you can, well, not simple, but just fruit in general. And my favorite, which I finally got, I did get the recipe from copycat.com, which is Olive Garden's pasta e vocioli. I just throw in some extra vegetables that they normally don't put in for, you know, other purposes. But all in all, you know, I try to live my life just as normal as possible. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and make sure you all spread lupus awareness. Bye.